Okay, that's all. I have no further questions.
Briere, I think, is going to play.
That's always the way the hockey fans. It drives me nuts. It's like, I hate this guy's terrible. And it's like, oh, we just got him in a deal. Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's a character guy.
There's certain players like that. The
So
Claude Lemieux, the Esatikin, you always hated them, but if they ended
And
up
then
on your team,
you like them.
you found a way to love them.
Darcy Tucker.
Yeah. He could be a flyer.
He could, well, I think Phaneuf would have been a fantastic flyer.
Boy.
I mean, if anyone who with Philadelphia
He'd
would
have
love
a
to have a Phaneuf would be just. We need him. We need that type of player for going into next season. Granted, our season's not going to be over until we get to the Cup.
Yeah.
That's a bold prediction.
It really is bold, isn't it?
No,
I think the East is wide open. I think of all. I think the East. Any of those teams can come out of the East. And look, I mean, I'm bolstered. I think I'm a hockey fan in general to begin with. I love my Flyers, but there's some great matchups out there. So I'm interested to see what happens in the West too.
That's right. You were talking about the Sharks, and
I like the Sharks. I mean, I think there's some pressure on the Sharks.
Yep.
To kind of get out of. I mean, Calgary's not a pushover team, and they're very dangerous. And Minnesota, I don't know. A lot of people were. That was Barry Melrose. He was picking Minnesota.
Don't ever listen to Barry Melrose.
He's like, that's my dark horse in the West.
Me. Don't listen
dark
to him.
horse. We had Wayne Gretzky on, and he said Calgary was his dark horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think Ron Wilson's out of a job if they get bounced in the first round. I think San Jose might make some changes because the way they closed out the season, expectations so high going in. If they found a way to get bounced the first round, as unfair as that may sound, because Calgary's a pretty good team, but they lose that 2-7 matchup, which has always historically gone to the 7th seed. There could be some jobs lost in San Jose.
Let me ask you this: you're out in L.A. a lot, right?
Yeah.
Kings? No love for the Kings?
I
mean,
love the
could you
Kings.
be intimidated into being a Kings fan at some point?
Look. Luke Robitaille, a fantastic guy. You know what? Character guy. Did some work for his charity this year
at
Sundance.
In that thing?
Got to play. It was a fantastic
experience.
It was great experience, great charity. And the guys were really out there playing some good hockey, which was nice. The puck was moving, it was fast. I got into a couple brawls.
Okay.
I stood up for myself. I got hit by McSorley. Yeah, I got damaged.
See, that's not a good move. That's not a good
But, Los Angeles is an interesting hockey town. I've met some really great people through the Kings organization. Good buddy of mine, Joey Scolari. He's a big Maple Leaf fan.
Yeah.
He actually helped with the Tampa Bay deal.
That's right. He knows the guy Oren Koulis, right?
Yeah. So, what's great is you meet all these people that are out there that you would think they wouldn't. Well, I live in Los Angeles and I play ice hockey. That doesn't really kind of make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's that type of town where you think that you're going to a Lakers game. You're not going to go to a Kings game, or you're going to go to a Dodgers game. But I think the upstart for the LA Kings is this young talent that they have. I mean, all these with Kopitar and Johnson, and the players I've been exposed to while going to the Kings game now, and being fortunate to do that. It's just, I think they're going to be a really challenging club in the next few years.
You got a blog on NHL.com. Now, how often do you do that?
I do it after every game. I mean,
Okay.
I started last year, really enjoyed it. I actually did Buffalo's blog. I had to take the second best because Philly wasn't out.
Right. Times have changed.
Times have changed now. Now I feel large and proud, and I'm wearing it on my chest right now.
That's right.
I'm going to be doing the blog for Philadelphia, and we do it after every game, and just give my opinions on it. And then in next blog, I'll talk about talking to you guys and the fun I had coming here and enjoying my time here, and talk about game 2 and the adjustments that Washington has to make against Philadelphia's
after a
top
5
line.
or 6-0 win.
You know what? Hey, bring it. 7-20 goal score.
Are you going to these games?
You know what? It's funny because I had an opportunity to go to the Rock tonight to go see a Jersey Rangers series, and I had a previous dinner engagement that I couldn't get out of. It was for my uncle. I couldn't. He couldn't move the dinner. I couldn't do that. Plus, it's Jersey. Jersey. It's Jersey. Hey, it's phenomenal. The Rock. I mean, that new arena is.
You're just so bitter, aren't you? 95 really just sticks in your craw.
Yeah, it really does. Stevens, Lindros, keep your head up.
Claude Lemieux keeps shooting that puck.
That Hextall goal in Game 6, just nightmares, right?
Yeah. Look, he's leaving.
I'm just standing up.
This is why I stand up. Now you know why. This guy drives you crazy.
No, it's good. Hey, I think it's I do. I watch those games and I think of that nightmare where we should have got. Oh man, that was just.
Where were you watching the game when Lindros got popped that night by Stevens?
2000.
Game 7. You have to know where you were.
I was in Los Angeles. I was drinking a pint of Guinness in front of the television. Yeah, just go, why? But what? Why? Why could that happen? I mean, That was an interesting stretch there for us. I think there were some mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
There were some bad mistakes.
You had a 3-1 series lead.
Oh, please. Why did he play?
Yeah,
why was he allowed back in the locker room, man?
Well, you know what I didn't understand? Why they forced Damon Langkow back in the lineup. And I like Damon Langkow, but they were up 3-1, and all of a sudden it's like we got to make, because they changed. They had Leclerc playing the right wing in that series. He was going head up with Stevens on that side, and he was having success with Stevens.
Yeah.
And then when they brought Langkow in, they moved Leclerc back. I was like, why are they doing this?
Great player, Johnny. Let me ask you a question real quickly. Yeah. And this is Garrett, the present Flyers right now with Richards and Carter. It seems as though two great players. Richards goes out for a span of time, and all of a sudden Carter gets really hot. Yeah. He's smoking. He's lighting the lamp up. Everything's good. All of a sudden Richards comes back in the lineup. He seems to get a little timid sometimes. He's living in the shadow. Richards, you guys think that's any kind of case?
Well, let's look at Crosby and Malkin.
Yeah, that's another
kind of similar of example there. Yeah. And then, don't you think they should play them more on each other's line?
Well, you know what happens is that if they're two centers, a lot of times one guy
Carter on the left, but he's a natural left.
They say that, you say that, we say it as fans or in the media, but these guys, if they're centers, they want to play center. Yeah. They don't want to play the wing. It's hard to play the wing. You have to be a certain type of player. Jeff Carter is a center, and I think they have tried that before. Just like in Pittsburgh, they've tried putting Malkin and Crosby together. It just doesn't work because those guys, they're used to being in the middle and having certain responsibilities. I think Jeff Carter probably is going to be out of there at the end of the year.
No, don't say that. We can't do that.
No, I think that they could take him, maybe move him, and get something good for him.
Like who? Why would you give up a Jeff Carter?
Well, because you have Danny Briere and you have Mike Richards, who are signed to what, until 3007, right? They're signed long term.
2021.
They're signed well after our death. They'll still be there playing for Philly. So those guys are entrenched as your number one and number two center. You have to look at salary cap ramifications. Jeff Carter is a number one or number two center. He's not a third center.
Okay, who are you going after?
I don't know. His contract is coming up. Somebody might come in and give an offer.
Who would you go after? Who would you go after?
Well, Philadelphia. If you could get a real good top four defenseman for him.
Like who? Puck moving defenseman. I don't know. We need another good puck moving defenseman. Tiemann was a great pickup.
Yeah.
For us, really helped us. But look. Hey, Coburn's great.
Brian Campbell's a free agent.
I thought that would be fantastic. Yeah. That would be one of my.
They wanted to trade for Thomas Caberlet from Toronto, who would have been an absolutely perfect fit there in Philadelphia. He's already under contract for about $4.25 million. A good fit for you.
Came from Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, but that's the thing is,
Scolari, help me out.
People come from bad teams sometimes and go to good teams.
Before we let you go, I got to ask you about the show. How's it going?
Yes,
the show's going great.
Boom.
We're back in Monday nights with House, and we got 6 new original episodes coming on after the strike, and it's going great. It's fantastic. It's a really love-hate relationship between our two characters, and I'm actually pitching the story of a hockey story that I really want to do, where we find some bones in the ice.
Because we got Dave Annabelle comes on with us from Brothers and Sisters. He's out in California.
I know Dave.
Right, and I'm telling him, work it into the script. That's what hockey needs. Dave, we need, put Sally Fields in goal. Anything, just get it going.
Put somebody in goal. Dave's a good guy. He was actually the goaltender on that charity with Luke Robitaille. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah, really cool. But the show's going great, and we're actually we're wrapping up, and we're probably going to go over to London and shoot 2 episodes for next season.
Okay.
So yeah, it's coming along great. And actually, we sport a lot of stuff in Bones. Actually, in the diner because it takes place in Washington. Barry Joseph, who's the executive producer, has a huge Ovechkin poster in a diner.
Interesting,
but it doesn't really fit because it's an old diner where you get pie and ice cream, and it's kind of like a '50s look. And I look to my right, and there's Ovechkin. I think it was his rookie season. It's huge.
Yeah.
Cool. It's this way, but you know what? Hey, we're in Washington, but the Flyers are going to win.
All right.
That's Dave Boreanaz. He's on the show. Bones, Mondays, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox. Big Flyer fan. Go to NHL.com. Read his blog after every game. Eddie O's coming up next here on NHL Live. Stick around.
XM Radio presents Changing Moments.